"I never wanted a child," Jake muttered under his breath, his words hanging in the air like a dark cloud. He shoved his hands into his pockets and walked away, leaving Lisa standing in the doorway, tears streaming down her face. It was a rainy evening, and the streets glistened with reflections of neon lights, the city's usual hustle dulled by the downpour. Jake's mind raced with conflicting thoughts, but his determination to stick to his decision carried him forward. Life moved on. Jake buried himself in his career, climbing the corporate ladder and filling his life with business meetings, late-night parties, and occasional flings. He convinced himself that he had made the right choice, that he wasn't cut out for fatherhood, that he needed to focus on his own ambitions. The thought of a child, a boy or a girl who would look up to him, depend on him, seemed too overwhelming, too restrictive. He wasn't ready to give up his freedom. Years passed in a blur. Jake's career flourished, and he moved to a different city, far from the memories and decisions he had left behind. He made new friends, traveled to exotic places, and lived what many would consider an enviable life. But in the quiet moments, when the buzz of success faded and he found himself alone in his penthouse apartment, a nagging feeling of emptiness gnawed at him. One sunny afternoon, Jake was back in his hometown for a business conference. He had some free time before his presentation, so he decided to take a walk around his old neighborhood. Nostalgia hit him hard as he strolled past familiar spots. The old bakery, the park where he used to hang out with friends, and the little cafe where he had shared countless laughs and tears with Lisa. He hadn't thought about her in years, and suddenly, the memory of her tear-streaked face haunted him. Lost in his thoughts, Jake didn't notice the boy playing soccer in the park until the ball rolled to his feet. He picked it up, ready to throw it back, when he saw the boy running toward him. Something about the kid struck him. A familiar glint in his eyes, the way he smiled. "Hey, mister, can I have my ball back?" the boy asked, slightly out of breath. "Sure, here you go," Jake replied, handing the ball over. As the boy took it, Jake couldn't shake the feeling that he knew him somehow. "What's your name?" Jake asked, curiosity getting the better of him. "Tommy," the boy said with a grin. "Thanks for the ball." Jake watched as Tommy ran back to his friends, his heart pounding in his chest. The resemblance was uncanny. Could it be? He quickly dismissed the thought. It was impossible. Yet, as he turned to leave, a voice behind him made him stop in his tracks. "Jake?" He turned around to see Lisa standing there, looking older but still as beautiful as ever. Her eyes held a mixture of surprise and something else, perhaps a hint of sadness. "Lisa," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "It's been a long time," she said, stepping closer. "How have you been?" "Good, I guess. Busy with work, you know?" He paused, glancing toward the boy. "Is that?" "Yes, that's Tommy," she said, following his gaze. "He's our son, Jake." The words hit him like a ton of bricks. He felt his knees weaken, and for a moment he thought he might collapse. He looked at Lisa, then back at Tommy, who was now laughing with his friends, completely unaware of the seismic shift happening just a few feet away. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked, his voice cracking. "I tried, Jake, but you made it clear you didn't want a child." "I didn't want to burden you," Lisa said softly. "Tommy knows about you. I've told him about his father, but I didn't think you'd ever want to meet him." Jake felt a surge of emotions: regret, guilt, sadness. He had spent the last decade running from a responsibility that was now staring him in the face. But along with the guilt, there was something else. A deep, unexpected love for a boy he had never met but who was undeniably his. Can I meet him?" Jake asked, his voice trembling. Lisa looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. "Yes, I think that would be good." As they walked over to where Tommy was playing, Jake felt a strange sense of hope. Maybe he had missed out on the first 10 years, but he was determined not to miss out on any more. Life had given him a second chance, and he wasn't going to walk away this time. Thank you so much for watching this video. I put a link down below about something very interesting you'll like. Go check that out. Subscribe for more daily content. See you on the next one.